Hi everyone. In this video we're going to run a Compleo Explorer template with an SMTP mail driver run mode. This will be a completely automated process through Compleo Supervisor. So what's going to happen is that we're going to send a spool file to our supervised output queue. The supervisor will pick up the spool file and automatically apply the Compleo Explorer template settings. So to start things off, I'm going to open up the template in Compleo Explorer. Here I'm going to navigate to our output queue. In this case, it's DT01. Here we have our spool file. I'm going to open the spool file up in the Compleo Explorer wizard by clicking this button here. So now we are in the Compleo Explorer wizard interface. I'm going to go to File, Open. From here I'm going to open up our saved template. So if you watch the previous video, we used the run mode Microsoft Excel to create these individualized reports. And in this case we've added a run mode, the SMTP mail driver run mode. So if I double click here, it brings up the message settings. We have the server, from email, the two various other fields. I want to point out that the subject line is using a variable name, which is the vendor name. So each email that is sent out will have the subject as the vendor name. Here we have the message header. So rather than running this manually by clicking this import format, we're going to use Supervisor to automate the entire process. So we have the settings set up, we have the template saved. I'm going to go ahead and close this, close Explorer, and I'm going to open up Supervisor. So here on the left-hand side, we have our output queues. Under Administration, we have DT01. This is our supervised output queue. If I double-click here, it opens up our Scenario Manager. So we have the title here, we have the properties, the conditions to check for. So in this case, we've set it up to read spool text. So every time a spool file with the name item material within the document hits our output queue, as we can see back here in the SAP environment, Supervisor will take that spool file and apply these commands down here. So actions to carry out, which in this case is to run an import format, and that is the template from the Compleo Explorer wizard. So we have that template saved, we have the Excel run mode as well as the SMTP driver run mode. So when the spool file hits, it'll apply the template, creating the individualized Excel reports, and then mail those reports out, all automatically. So in order to show that, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I'm going to navigate to the Processes tab and put this over to the side. Going back to the SAP interface, if I send some spool files over to the monitored output queue that we see here, DT01, spool request sent, going back, now we're under Processes, DT01. In a moment we should see that the spool files coming to the output queue will be picked up by Supervisor, and Supervisor will apply the template settings. So in this case, it will apply the Excel run mode as well as the SMTP driver run mode. So it'll create the reports, and then email them out. And in this case, I've set it up to send the emails to myself. So in a moment, we should be seeing those emails come through. And there we go. We have our first email. We can see the names here, the subject lines, which we use the variable of the vendor name. So each email has the vendor name as a subject, and please find reports attached as our message header. So again, this was using the Compleo Explorer Wizard template, SMTP mail driver run mode, in conjunction with the Compleo supervisor to completely automate the output queue process. So spool files hit the output queue. We had our template saved with the Excel settings as well as the mail driver settings. The supervisor knows to pick up those spool files and apply those settings, which automatically, in this case, create the reports and emails them out to our recipients. So I hope you found this useful, and thank you very much for listening.